here's what we got for today. First off, we'll give you a quick rundown of some articles covering the construction of Apple Park. Then we'll give you an overview of Apple Park, including something called IPD. We'll talk about this later. Lastly, we'll dive deep into the issues that popped up into the construction of Apple Park. Back in 2015, words got out that Apple wanted to team up with a different construction company. While the exact reason remains vague, some might speculate, suggesting that Apple's high standards and attention to details played a big role in that decision. Before 2015, folks in the construction world were pretty confident that DPR Construction Co. and Skanska USA would be the ones to finish up the Apple Park project. But then, in 2015, Apple Park decided to change things up. They went with a new team called Rudolph and Sletten and Holder Construction to take charge. Rudolph and Sletten, they're experienced pros in Silicon Valley construction. At first, Apple Park project was supposed to finish in 2015 with a project of $3 billion. But things got complicated. With Apple wanting everything just right, it got delayed for 2 years. There were delays getting approvals, and they kept changing the plan a bunch. And you know what happens when things got delayed? Costs went up. So by the time they were done, the whole project ended up costing around $5 billion. Let's talk about the incredible tech and techniques used in building Apple Park. It's a huge project that's grabbed attention worldwide. Foster and partners, the design leaders, used advanced BIM software to share models and construction data right from the start. This helped everyone involved stay on the same page. They also used something called Integrated Project Delivery, IPD, to keep things running smoothly among all the stakeholders. And to keep things moving, they even tried out a method that offered bonuses if the construction company finished on time, but they'd have to pay up if there were delays. IPD stands for Integrated Project Delivery, and it is one of the construction project management methodologies that emphasize that all stakeholders of the project cooperate to achieve project success. This methodology aims to optimize the quality, schedule, and cost of the project by strengthening cooperation in the design, construction, and operation stages. You know, the thing is, Apple is not just a regular building for Apple. No, it's so much more than that. It's all about being eco-friendly and connecting with nature. They use smart construction and also green building methods to make it happen. So besides being where Apple works, it's also a symbol of their advanced technology and creativity. They really want to showcase that. You know how when you hire someone to do a job, you sometimes want them to solve issues you didn't even realize were there? Well, Apple was no different. Just like Steve Jobs, who was super picky about getting everything just right. Apple wanted perfection, down to the tiniest details. But here's the thing, they didn't really get how construction works. So halfway through building Apple Park, they switched contractors, and that move caused big delays and made the cost shoot up. Let me tell you a little bit more about Apple's obsession with perfection. For example, they spent like months arguing, debating whether the floor had to be absolutely perfect. And get this, it took them over a year just to agree on a design for a dock knob. Plus, they had a whopping 30 pages of instruction for just one piece of wood. All this fuzziness led to ton of changes in the plans and way more delays than anyone expected it. It got so bad that in 2015, the original contractor DPR and Skanska USA just gave up after trying to renegotiate the plans. That's pretty rare for a big project like that, and it reportedly cost Apple over $800 million. And as if it wasn't enough, with all these delays, the construction cost just kept climbing. So here's the bottom line. Apple Park shows us just how important it is for either the architect, but also everyone else involved to be on the same page. Despite all the ups and downs, most folks have been pretty optimistic about Apple Park project, which turns out great. After all, we expect nothing less from Apple than perfection in everything they do, right? Now, not everybody's been singing praises about Apple Park. For example, the LA Times had some harsh words, calling it old-fashioned and cut off from the city, unlike other tech giants' HQs that try to link up with the city vibes. They're also not sure about that circular design, thinking it might not be as flexible for future changes as Google's setup. So what's really made Apple stand out from other companies is actually their obsession with perfection. Because they are always pushing the boundaries with new ideas and never setting for anything less than the best, right? That's why Apple Park is like the ultimate symbol of Apple's values. Move on to the study plan. So here's what we've got lined up for our study plan over the next 5 weeks. We have already covered the history and background, and today we basically went over the overview and some related issues about Apple Park. Next week, we'll dive into the ventilation system at Apple Park. And this is the study plan for the week 6 to 10.